I've made 2 videos about Candace Owens over the last couple days. The threats against her life, the response I'm seeing, and what I'm watching unfold in the comment sections is confirming what I suspected. There's a pattern here, and we know exactly where this pattern leads. Charlie Kirk spoke truth 2 months ago in Utah, and he was killed for it. A lot of people are wondering why I would talk about Candace when there are 1,000 other things happening. The reason I am talking about Candace is not just because her situation is wild. It's because she is currently the loudest voice asking the same kinds of questions Charlie Kirk was asking. And we saw what happened to him. We cannot afford the luxury of dismissal just to protect our reputation. To sweep this away for fear of being labeled conspiratorial is not just lazy, it is abandoning people who are standing in the line of fire. I have said this before and I will say it again. I do not agree with everything she says, but I respect that she touches the third rails of society that most people are afraid to even look at. We can't forget what Charlie Kirk said before we lost him, that he trusted her character, a man who had the courage to say out loud what most people only thought in private, a man who had a rare ability to spot evil, and look how quickly the world tried to move on. She is speaking on corruption inside of our own government, intelligence operations, the silent architecture between media, money, and politics. This is not some random foreign far-off threat. This is evil operating right where we live, in our laws, our food, our technology, our children, the very atmosphere of our daily life. And the part that grieves me the most is how often the church stands quiet while it happens. So when I watch the same pattern forming around Candace, the media silence, the labeling, the specific nature of the threats, I have to ask, if her voice is silenced next, who speaks then? And just so you know this isn't theoretical, Candace recently informed federal authorities she has evidence, names, and financial records. She's cooperating through proper channels. This is real enough that the government is being briefed. I expected an outcry. Instead, I saw a lot of silence, a lot of people waiting for someone else to go first. And I noticed something. This is the game. Overwhelm. There are so many distractions, so many fires burning at once that we cannot possibly track them all. That is not random. That is strategy. The enemy divides our attention across multiple fronts. When everything is an emergency, nothing is important. Now, the enemy also uses our own perfectionism against us. I see the complaints. Candace is too harsh. She goes too far with the memes. Look, that's not my style. I'm not here to run her PR for her. But I understand why she does it. She is speaking to a generation that is being censored, deplatformed, and silenced. A generation conditioned by algorithms to only react to shock and spectacle. She is speaking in a language that they understand. And here is a deeper point. God can use imperfect messengers. If we keep waiting for perfectly packaged polite prophets before we accept that something real is being revealed, we will miss the moment entirely. Truth wrapped in a meme is still truth. This is about more than just Candace. It's about a pattern we can't ignore. The real question is, what happens when we stop asking questions? We end up in a world where questions are crimes. Are you willing to live in that world? A world where everyone has to conform to the narrative or else? I know many of you watching feel the same way. You are seeing the same patterns. You might be in the comment sections of this video or hers or others. You see the same spirit in the comments. You are seeing verifiable facts about government cover-ups or systems of control, and you feel crazy because no one around you is acknowledging it. Ecclesiastes says there is nothing new under the sun. The pattern is there for those with eyes to see. And if you pray to God for discernment, He will let you see, but there is a price for that vision. Once you see the holes in the ground, the lies, the traps, you have a responsibility. You cannot just watch people fall in. You have to speak. And I know some of you are thinking, but I'm nobody. I don't have a platform. Who would listen to me? That's the lie the enemy wants you to believe, because the truth is you have a circle of influence. You have people who trust you and they need to hear from you. This is why I believe that God is gathering a remnant. Have you noticed that you see the same spirit in the comment sections of this video and hers and others? God is bringing people together in these digital spaces because the physical church has been fractured or silenced. We have to stop letting fear silence us because we know the cost now. We saw the cost in Utah. But here's what happens when we speak. Truth spreads. Others find courage. The enemy's camouflage fails. We don't have to win every battle. We just have to refuse to be silent. If you have been waiting for permission to speak, if you've been waiting for someone with authority, more credentials to go first, stop. The people with credentials are largely silent. We can't wait anymore. So here is what I'm asking for you to do today. 5 things. First, pray. Not general prayers, specific prayers for protection over truth tellers and for the exposure of evil in high places. Second, examine where fear has kept you silent. What comfortable lie are you holding on to? Third, decide on one concrete way you will speak truth in your lane this week. It doesn't have to be a YouTube video. It can be a conversation with a coworker. It can be speaking the name of Jesus in a room where it's not welcome. Fourth, support other truth tellers. Do not tear them down because they're not perfect. Fifth, find your people. You cannot do this alone. I built a free community called Follow the Way for people who are done being spectators. The link is in the description. Don't make the enemy larger than he is, but don't underestimate his slyness. Jesus is king. He conquered death. We have real authority, and if you're here and you don't believe that yet, I'm praying you will. Stop watching, start speaking. I'll see you in the next one.